Alrighty. Who do we have the pleasure of talking to today?
Rachel Chopper,
Rachel Chop.
GDC number 1,229.66.
For real? That's what we're doing? Rachel, where are you originally from?
I was originally born in Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
Fulton County, and then I don't know about the age of 9, I moved to Central America. So,
What do you remember about life before you moved to Central America?
um, my parents homeschooled us.
Really?
Yeah, major religious movements in the 80s amongst the white folks. Like it was cult like, I
Mm-hmm.
think. Thank God. They kind of moved away from that, but I remember going to pro life rallies.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first LG what's it called?
LGBT?
Yes, community
Mm-hmm.
rally here in Atlanta
Mm-hmm.
back in the 80s, and it was a major thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was so crazy. First of all, let's start with the ignorance. My mom's like, "Don't touch the rails."
Mm-hmm.
Let's start there. I remember my grandmama stayed off Bankhead all my life, and we were over there all the time. Um,
What school did you go to?
I was homeschooled.
Oh, you were homeschooled. So
Hmm.
what's your nationality?
I'm just white.
So both of your parents are white. And
I don't know about my mother. She swears she's just a European mutt, but nobody thinks that when they look at her.
okay.
She's like olive tone and dark brown eyes and super dark hair.
Right, right.
She looks like she could fall into either the Arab community or the Hispanic
Yeah,
community.
yeah,
Either one.
yeah.
Didn't she look like that? I mean, she got all white hair now.
I was thinking Cuban. I don't know
Yeah,
why. I
Cuban
don't
and
know
Puerto
why I
Rican.
got Cuban.
She swears the one Greek relative she had. Like, I'm like, whatever, bro.
Yeah.
Somebody's lying. Somebody's lying. Me and my youngest sister, now my middle sister doesn't get asked this, but me and the youngest sister always get asked if we're mixed.
Right,
Always.
right.
And to my knowledge, I'm not. I'm just Caucasian.
Okay. And so, what kind of background do your parents come from?
My daddy was born in Grady,
Mm-hmm.
raised in Decatur when it was still all white.
Wow.
Um, my mama was born in Norfolk, Virginia, at a military base. Um, my dad had a very traditionally Southern upbringing.
Okay.
Uh, with well, let me change the wording. A traditionally Southern white upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you know, very traditional,
Mm-hmm.
very traditional, in every sense of the word. Um, my mother, not so much. Her mother was a martini partier and Valium popper and worked at a TV station and was
Mm-hmm.
divorced from
What
her
TV station?
father. I want to say some TV station, I think out in Abilene, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah. My mom's home was kind of broken.
Okay.
Her father was in the military, but since he was gone, you know, she just with her single mother and um, you know, not that great.
Okay. And so, you were homeschooled. How is this a big? You have a big family, or
I mean, I do, I guess. I've got plenty of cousins and uncles and stuff on both sides. There's 5 of us siblings. My dad was married to somebody. He had a first wife, had 2 kids, and then he met my mom and had 3 of us.
okay?
So I was the middle and the oldest. Go figure.
Gotcha. Okay, and then so at 9, they decide to pack up and
Well, at 8, they decided to move us. When I was 8, they moved us to Florida so that they could go to Bible school. And then by the time I was 9, we literally packed an Isuzu Trooper and a fifth wheel like pull trailer
mm-hmm.
and drove all the way through the southern United States, all the way through Mexico to Guatemala.
mm,
We were in the car for 2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks.
Yes. Very exciting, though. It was a very fun trip.
Yeah.
I mean, except for the time that I was sick. I had to get sick part of the way through. But it was all new stuff. It was so exciting to see, different uh,
Mm-hmm.
culture, even the architecture
Yep.
in
Yep.
other countries is different. So it was just fun. It was just like, ooh, what are we gonna see next?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was cool.
So then you guys get to Guatemala,
Hmm.
and how long were you there?
We were there until right after, I would say probably about 7 months after my 16th birthday. My mom was tired of being overseas, and my dad pulled us out. I
So
ran away the night before too. I ran away the night before. I was like, no, I don't want to leave.
how is life in Guatemala?
So I lived in the capital city, but I traveled outside the capital to the villages with my dad doing ministry and missions work, orphanages, feeding centers, churches, you name it.
So your life was centered around helping people to
Yes,
one degree or
definitely.
another. Yeah.
Definitely. I love, oh my God, I love any kind of ministry, to be honest.
Right.
Like that's my thing, that's my vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Um I think, in fact, I think that's where me and my dad got super tight. You know, my mom, she didn't really like to travel outside the capital. Inside the capital, it was still old world feel,
Mm-hmm.
but we had malls and movie theaters and laser tag and bowling alleys, you know. Um, so it was somewhat just normal, but just in another culture.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you travel outside the city, you might be somewhere that has no water,
Right.
no running water. You might be bathing in a river
Mm-hmm.
um, every night for the next week. You know, um, you got to pray over your food for real, for real.
Yeah.
Thank God I never got sick.
Mm-hmm.
But so I mean, it was awesome. And my mom stayed at home with my two little sisters, so I'll be like, Dad, let me go. You know, I want the adventure, so
Right.
I went with him every chance I got.
You guys were still homeschooled in Guatemala.
In Guatemala, we started off being homeschooled, and then they ended up just getting the support up enough from our church to go ahead and pop us in a private Christian school. So I ended up doing fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and half of 10th
Mm.
in a Christian school.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many languages do you speak?
Two.
Okay. So but then after your 16th birthday, it's time to come back.
Yes.
And you were not a fan of coming back to the States.
Definitely not. I mean, think about this. So we're down there living one lifestyle. We have one realm, we just have one realm of knowledge that
Mm-hmm.
is the Bible and philanthropic work.
Okay.
So you raised in that kind of home, uh, and of course my dad was real strict. It's not like I wasn't. I mean, like down there, the culture, like you know, when you have a quinceañera, you gonna get some champagne at the
Mm-hmm.
quinceañera at year 15.
Right.
But as far as like anything else, it was very sheltered. Um, there was still like God in the home, God in the family in that culture.
Mm-hmm.
Um, respect for the family, respect for authority, respect for your elders, etc. So coming back to the United States was, and the crazy part, so I went to school with a mixture of embassy kids and missionary kids.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's the only interaction I really had with other Americans. I didn't enjoy my time at school. School was hell. School was like people picking on you, being mean, like it was terrible. So and then I leave school and I'm with the community, I'm with the
Mm-hmm.
Guatemalans, and it's like something totally different.
Mm-hmm.
It's love, it's acceptance, it's we don't care how pale you are. I was actually the one ostracized for my skin color
Mm-hmm.
when we were over there. I used to get
Wow.
called. You remember that movie Powder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was your name.
They call me Powder, Whiteout, Ghost.
Mm.
Oh my gosh, it was terrible. I mean, like I'm Scottish, so you know my dad is full Scottish, so
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, yeah, I was pale.
Mm.
Now the Guatemalans didn't care, but the Americans did. So they gave me a complex about my skin. All the white girls down there was tan. I was the only white one.
Mm.
So, but you know, you leave outside the Americanized school, and you're with the people, and it's just, I mean, you know, love. It's all love. So thinking about coming back to the US, I was like, what the hell
Mm.
for? Like, what are we doing?
When you guys come back to the States, you come back to Atlanta or
We came back to Florida first,
okay.
where the mission is located that my dad worked with, and they're still around to this day. Shout out Man of Christian Missions.
Okay.
But we were there. I stayed there. I ended up getting married down there actually, and then my parents, like my whole family,
How
like
old were you when you initially got married?
18.
Okay.
Mhm. So, which really, you want to know what I was equipped to do before we even get into the rest of my life?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what I was raised and equipped to do?
What's that?
Clean a home,
Mm-hmm.
cook, submit to your husband, be a virgin till you're married, and follow the Lord. That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know anything about anything else. I did not see a mother work a job. Now, I mean, obviously the home is a job, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So coming back to the US, it was like, I mean, I didn't know what I was going to do with myself. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't, I mentioned when I think I was 14 years old, I told my dad, I was like, yo, I want to be a criminal defense attorney like Perry Mason,
Mm-hmm.
that was like my thing. I wanted to go to Harvard or Yale law
Right.
school. And his response was, well, you better find another dad that's got more money.
Mm.
Like, we didn't know about grants. Like, I didn't know about anything.
Mm-hmm.
So moving back to the United States, it was like, oh, I just fall in love with this guy and get married. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, as soon as I get married, my whole family packs up and goes to Israel. And they're in Israel the entire time I'm pregnant. So
Wow.
I go through that pregnancy by myself.
But you're there with your husband.
Yeah, but it was just me and my husband, and my husband's family. The women in my husband's family, Hispanic women, Mexican women, they didn't want him with a white girl. So here my skin color come into play again as
Mm.
a negative thing. That was such an issue. That family tore us apart. They
Mm.
wrecked our marriage. We was divorced within 2 years. By 2002, me and my son were on a flight to Atlanta, and that's when I
Wow.
moved back. Yeah,
Because okay, so when your parents go to Israel, how long do they stay there?
probably like 8 months.
Okay. And they are in Israel doing the Lord's work,
Yeah,
of
they
course.
were in Israel doing missions work.
Okay, so 8 months they come back to Atlanta.
Well, they came back to Florida. I give
Oh,
birth to the baby,
mm-hmm.
but they moved to Atlanta.
They
Yes,
moved to
they ended
Atlanta.
up moving to Atlanta and staying there.
How old are you when you and your son now move back to Atlanta?
20.
What's your
And
mind?
like fresh. Like when I look back at the young girl that I was, I hate to say this, but ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
La la la, just floating through life.
Right.
Like, and no worry in the
Mm-hmm.
world. There's just no forethought to the future. Like, do do do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was my whole mentality.
Mm.
Just so green, and just not damaged by the world yet.
Right. Well, welcome to Atlanta.
Right.
So
I mean,
you're
there was a little damage in my childhood years, but it wasn't something that I couldn't get over. And it's like just the environment of my home. Like my dad was a Marine.
mm-hmm.
Okay, he was a Marine. He did 6 years in Vietnam War.
Mm.
So it was disciplined. It was we. In fact, I don't remember even watching any movies over a PG.
Mm.
Like that's how serious. I couldn't watch Saved by the Bell because
Wow.
they said, "Oh my God, they took the Lord's name
Oh,
in
it was
vain."
serious,
It was that
serious.
serious. Yes, yes. So when I said the word crap, oh my gosh, the mission community ostracized me. I couldn't go to nobody's house. I used a bad
No.
word. I'm serious. It was that serious.
Mm.
Now it's like crap. Oh, okay, poop.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay, so you're 20. You come back. What year is it?
I moved back in 2002. Moved
All
back in
right. And so
2002.
now you got a newborn.
Mm-hmm. He's a year old.
He's a year old.
Yeah.
And
He had a honeymoon baby.
okay. So how is life? What are you doing? What's
My mother tried to get me to go to school, but I wasn't trying to do that. I didn't want to do hair. My sister was in beauty school at the time. Um, I just went and got a job. Like I'm a worker, so like I get to it. I'm a hustler, so I went and got a job. Started working for Bank of America.
mm-hmm.
Got that just on being able to speak Spanish. So I was their
Um,
bilingual customer service.
right.
I worked at that location on Floyd Road right there in Mapleton.
Wow.
Hmm
How long did you work there?
I was there for 2 years.
Okay.
hmm
What's going on in your personal life at this time?
My personal life at the time, uh, there was starting to be, and I feel like this is an important part
Mm-hmm.
because it took me down a certain path. There was starting to be a cultural crossover for me. Um, I'm working at Bank of America. We already know that Atlanta is a predominantly African American
Mm-hmm.
community. So obviously, the dates I'm going on are black men.
Mm-hmm.
This was a topic of conversation in my home. My mom didn't like it at all. She was like, "Bleh," you know.
Mm-hmm.
My dad, on the other hand, was more pragmatic and practical about things. He knew I didn't know about the South. And so he had to take me to the side and was like, there's nothing wrong with dating black men. However, if this is the path you choose, it will be a hard one because neither side will accept it fully.
Mm.
He said, and I know you don't know about this. Like, I mean, this is how ridiculous it was. I thought racism ended with slavery.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't see racism in Guatemala. I didn't grow up around it, so I didn't know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it played a very intricate part of my life because um, it affected my mother and I relationship to the point where, I mean, she really just turned her back on me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having quote unquote bastard children by, a drug dealer who's sitting in Cobb County. She's disgusted. She's humiliated. She's embarrassed. My dad, on the other hand, was always my ride or die. That was my homie.
Mm-hmm.
He'll tell me when I'm wrong, but he'll be there to pick me up
Mm-hmm.
when I am. But, me being pregnant outside of marriage wasn't he didn't even tell his father. My grandfather didn't even know when I was having my first black
Mm.
baby. Okay. That's how serious it was.
Right.
He did not tell my grandfather that I was A, pregnant, or B, that it was going to be black
Right.
until the day I went into labor.
Wow. Okay, so let's back up a little bit because you're working at the bank. You're at the bank for about 2 years. At what point in time do you meet your
Oh,
son's father?
unfortunately, I had a sister that was doing drugs at the time. Now, mind you, I'm still green. I don't know about drugs. I don't know
Younger
about
sister
any.
or older sister?
Younger sister.
Okay.
She was the one that had been in Atlanta while I was down in Florida,
So she
married.
was ATL already, or she
Oh,
was
she ATL. Well, Leah's never really been ATL.
right.
Leah is more. She's white as fuck.
Gotcha. Okay.
She's white as fuck.
Yeah.
She is what feeds all the dope boys. She was a junkie for a very long time, and she was a
When you
very
say
bad
junkie,
coke
are we
addict.
talking cocaine? We talking
Cocaine.
crack?
It went from cocaine to crack to what they used to call a mega hit, where they put the heroin on top of the crack.
A mega hit?
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what she told me it was. I
Yeah.
mean, I wouldn't know. I've never smoked crack.
Right.
But yeah. So, but she was already out here using drugs. Now, mind you, I didn't know that she was using drugs.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I even knew about drugs at that time, I knew about weed. I had started smoking weed just a little bit here and there. But like I saw cocaine on Scarface. That was all I knew.
Right.
Like I didn't even know there was more drugs than cocaine or
weed.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I didn't know.
When do you meet
So it's her birthday. I get her this 24 karat gold ring. Says bitch, has a diamond above the eye.
Right.
But I was like, what else you want to do? She's like, well, I really want to get some powder, but I don't want to go back down to the trap. I was like, why? She was like, I owe them money. I was like, oh my God. So I was like, well, I don't know where to get that stuff. She was like, just ask your weed guy. He'll know.
Right.
I was like, okay. So I'm like, ring, ring. I'm like, hey, do you know where to get some powder? Oh my God, don't say that on the phone. I was like, my bad. So through my weed guy, I meet the guy that's got the powder, and that ended up being the baby's daddy. First life lesson. Life lesson number 1, black.
What kind of person was he? No, what, and not now in retrospect, but when you met him, What kind of person was he?
Um, very alpha.
Mm-hmm.
Very in charge and in control anywhere he went.
Mm-hmm.
Um, baller,
Mm-hmm.
handsome,
Okay.
scary as fuck.
How does you interacting with him alter your lifestyle?
Well, I think that when a woman has a baby with a man that's not going to be around, there goes life alter number one.
Right.
You know, he's not around because he can't, because of his lifestyle. His
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle is going to have him in a trap or in a jailhouse.
Mm-hmm.
So it altered it the minute I got pregnant. And you already know back in the day, you sit in Cobb County, you trying to call, it's like $4.99 a call.
Right.
Okay. You already know back in the day to go visit somebody, you got to stand in line in Cobb County for like 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be there 2 hours ahead of the visitation you want to go to, and you got to stand in a long ass line and hope that you get room at the end
Mm.
to sign up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going through the most trying to be down for him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that stupid ass song by 50 Cent, fuck 50. Fuck 50 with that 21 questions bullshit, making this shit sound romantic. That shit is not romantic, motherfucker. This shit is not romantic. But yeah, it was all 21 questions,
Uh-huh.
so I'm like trying to be down.
Right.
Mind you, okay, actually, before I got pregnant, I was altered. I'm gonna tell you how, because it just came to my head.
Mm-hmm.
So he liked the fact that I was innocent. He liked the fact that basically he could probably, in his mind, I'm thinking he could probably mold me to anything
Mm-hmm.
he wanted me to be, right? Because I mean, I haven't met anybody like this. This is only the second man I've ever really like actually been intimate with,
Mm-hmm.
period.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like I was absorbing a lot. And I'm an observer. I'm an observant person by nature. I like to watch people, places, and things.
Mm-hmm.
I keep my own stats in my head about everything going on around me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of feel like I was a sponge at that time because I was just becoming an adult. I didn't know anything about anything.
Mm-hmm.
And one day he was like, "Yo, my brother Chaz just got out the joint. Let's go pick him up. He's down at grandmama's house." Da 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 da. I'm like, "Okay, this is so cool."
Mm-hmm.
He was such a guarded individual that I started to feel like, I don't know, like he didn't want me to know anything about him. The first, like, one day I was sitting at his house and he's got his ID on the coffee table, and I picked the ID up. I got slapped for that. I was told that wasn't my business.
Mm.
So here I am, like as a young woman, being intimate with somebody, and I can't even really like know your full government name. Like
Right.
that's a problem.
Right.
It's a problem. To this day, I don't know this man's birthday, and we've
Mm.
got 2 children, and went through a lot together.
Wow.
So it's wild how it went. I I will say this. So, God kind of knows what moves you're going to make.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think he places certain situations in place to prepare you.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that's even to prepare you for your own stupidity. In my case, I feel like he prepared me for my own stupidity because dealing with Black right out the gate was, um, I learned all of the street rules real quick
Mm-hmm.
through violence.
Right.
We go pick up Chaz from grandmama's house.
Mm-hmm.
Chaz sitting in the back seat. He gets in. I'm excited because I'm getting to meet my man's brother. This
Mm-hmm.
is like cool. I love him, right? So I want to meet his family. And Chaz gets in the back seat. I'm in the driver's seat. And Chris gets in. He's like, "Yo, this my brother this so and so, whatever, whatever." All I did was look in the rearview mirror, make eye contact with his brother through the mirror, and say, "Hi,
Mm-hmm.
nice to meet you." Just being polite,
Mm-hmm.
using manners. I got the fuck slapped out of me.
Mm.
And you're probably like, "Why? Go ahead, ask why."
Why?
Why? I'm just saying hi to his brother.
Right.
No, I ain't got no business making eye contact with no man because it's just gonna start problems.
Mm. Mm.
You don't make eye contact with your man's homies, brothers, cousins, because they're gonna search for an invite. A street dude gonna search for an invite in those
Mm.
eyes, and if he feels like there is one, it could be problems.
Okay.
It served me well though. It served me well moving forward with the kind of people I was dealing with.
To not make eye contact,
Mm.
or
If I was with my man, to not make eye contact
okay,
with other men
gotcha.
in his realm of universe.
Mm.
If you don't give him nothing, you can't take nothing.
Okay. Anytime during this relationship with Chris, does he get arrested?
Yes.
How many times?
He got arrested. Oh, we've lost count there. But as far as how many times. But the first time he got arrested was probably 2 weeks, 3 weeks. No, actually it was probably like 4 to 6 weeks before I found out I was pregnant.
Okay.
I was like 3 months pregnant when I found out, and he had already been locked up a couple of months. So what do you think? Now, mind you, I'm working at Bank of America.
Mm-hmm.
I'm living in a family economics type situation with my family. I probably pay at this point. My dad had come down with Parkinson's, and he kept getting let go from jobs because they couldn't read his handwriting. So, during that time, I mean, I made more money than my parents. My parents weren't schooled enough to go and do, like, my dad fixed cars and preaches the word. He doesn't know to do anything else. My mom has not held a job since before she gave birth to me. So right. I'm in the house making the most money out of everyone. Back in 2002, I was making $13.50 an hour as a bank teller at Bank of America, while my mom and dad were both at $8.50 an hour.
What about your sister? Because she was doing hair, or she's still in school to do hair?
She's doing school to do hair. Leah's never worked.
Oh.
Leah ain't never worked. Leah's profession, this is what I said. She a professional best friend. If you got if you got drugs, money, and you lonely, she gonna slide in.
Wow.
She gonna have you paying for her nails to get done. She gonna be using your drugs.
I'm using it. She's professional best friend.
She's a professional best friend. Oh my God.
Damn.
There's been a couple of divorces behind her friendship.
Wow. Okay, so the first time Chris is arrested, what is it for?
The ATF and SWAT busted him and a guy. They were sitting in the Marathon Plaza on the drive, on Six Flags Drive. And
I used to live in those apartments behind there.
Oh, West Chase. It used to be called West Chase.
Yeah, somebody broke into my apartment on January the 1st.
I believe.
January the 1st.
I believe it. That was the work capital of the West.
Listen to me, man.
The drive used to be crazy, man. You'll get, in fact, you know how many times I got pulled over on Six Flags Drive just driving down Six Flags Drive because I was white? Yes. The cop pulled me over. It was a white cop. He was like, "What are you doing in this area?"
Yeah.
I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Well, no offense, but you're white, and this is a known drug related area or something like that." And I was like, "Oh, I'm just getting some pamper money for my baby's daddy. Get some pamper money." But yeah, they got took down. They got took down that day. And then I come a few weeks later paying a high phone bill at my mama's house. She's sick of him calling. Tell that dude to quit calling. I'm going through the most hell trying to take care of him while he's down the road.
Right. Oh, so he ended up going to prison.
Yeah, he ended up, he didn't get out. But we didn't even get that far because I'm going through the most hassle coming to see you twice a week. coming to see you twice a week, put money on your books. Like it was a whole situation back then. Even put money on someone's books, you had to go stand in the
What
line.
prison was he at?
Well, this was at Cobb County Jail back
Oh,
in the
okay,
day.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. So you even got to go down to the jail to put money there, and you know what I'm saying, and stand in line and do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was hassle. So I walk in and I tell him, "Yo, I'm pregnant with your baby," and I'm just like excited. And this stupid motherfucker is like, "That's not my child." I was like, "Okay, Michael Jackson. First of all, you're sitting in fucking jail. What the fuck? I look down like coming down here,
Yeah,
telling you it's yours."
yeah.
If there's somebody else, when it makes sense, I go to them
Mm-hmm.
because I'm taking care of you right now.
Right.
So it was crazy. He disrespected the hell out of me, and I was like, you can fuck yourself. You can sit here by yourself. I'm not gonna come down here anymore. You don't have to see this baby since it's not yours. Deuces.
Yeah.
And I chucked him and left.
Mm.
We didn't speak again until summer of 2004 when he got out.
All right. So at this time, you've got your firstborn, and now you have had your second child.
Yes, still
What?
working at the bank. Things kind of were chill while I was pregnant. Um, there was this guy that used to come in and stand in my line every week. I waited on him for 2 years. He was a Mexican guy.
Mm-hmm.
Seemed like he was like a reformed thug, kind of like he walked with a lean, but he's a foreman for an electrical company and makes good money every week. So, I mean, after I have the baby and I come back to work, he was like, "Oh, I saw you were out. I figured you had the baby." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, your husband must be so happy." I was like, "Try my baby, try my baby daddy." And he's sitting in jail.
Yeah.
He was like, "Baby daddy." He was like, "You seem like such a nice girl."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, there's no husband here, bro."
Mm.
So he was like, "Well, I mean, I've been liking you for the last 2 years. Let me take you out."
Yeah.
Johnny Velasquez. Johnny fucking Velasquez. My life was never the same after that, man.
How so? He's a construction worker. No, he owned.
Yeah, I thought he was.
Yeah.
I mean, he was, but he was a whole lot of other stuff too. Um, Born and raised in California,
Okay.
LA County.
Mm-hmm.
On the streets of LA since he was 13.
Okay.
Sick of his stepdaddy beating on everybody, so he left. Clicked up, Latin Kings.
Mm.
He was a captain. He was a fucking captain.
Wow.
He had been smoking ice, which they called it ice back in the day, right?
But ice is milk?
No. I don't want to confuse the two because now, mind you, I don't know what they're doing now.
Yeah.
But the shit they're doing now, I heard it's pretty cheap.
Oh,
I mean, back in the day, you spending $500 on a 3-gram 8-ball. It wasn't even no 3.5.
Right.
That is not a thing with ice back in the day.
Okay.
That shit was very clean, very pure, very expensive. Definitely government grade. Mm-hmm. For real.
Right.
But I didn't know anything about any of that, right? We were just dating casually. Things had slowed down. I'm working 2 jobs at this point because my dad is now laid off. So I'm working at Bank of America and then the little gas station right next to it, the Floyd Road Chapette, not called that no more, but I would go over there Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday and close that bitch, not get home till about 1 o'clock in the morning. Mm. So I'm breastfeeding my newest baby. I've got my toddler that I swap off with my ex-husband every 3 months. I mean, everything was real chill. And then when me and Johnny found time to go have dinner or whatever, we would.
Right.
And he was such a gentleman, so nice, always opening doors, holding my hand. Like, didn't seem to really even be interested in getting none. You know what I mean? He was really just cool. Mm. And so we built this really nice friendship. And mind you, I don't know about his personal life. So my mom and my dad were going through it. My mom's all divorce, and my dad's all, we'll go to counseling, trying to make it work. But she started going through her little midlife crisis, I think. She fell off, bro. I pull up one night. First of all, my dad had just got employed. He was doing security guard at nighttime. All he had to do was sit there and watch cameras. Mm. So he had just started a brand new job. Mm. I pull up. It just so happens to be, it was a Friday night. I get off work at the bank at like 6:30, go right next door to the gas station, stay there. About 9 o'clock, the owner to the gas station came in, and it was a white dude at that time. He came in, he was like, "What's up, Rachel? How you doing?" I was like, "I'm good." I'm like, "What you doing here?" He was like, "Shit, me and Karen got into an argument. I had to leave the house. I told her the kids were sick. So I'm gonna send you home with pay. Just don't tell her. I just don't feel like being at the house." I said, "Bet." I'm out.
Yeah.
So I pull up at the house. My mom is standing on the porch with my sister, who my sister has now brought two college exchange students from Israel over to the house. Why are they all out there fucking drinking? My mom started it up in front of like 19, 20 year olds. I'm like, what the fuck is going on out here? My dad's at work. Like, I was really ready to. Anyway, so I walk up and I'm looking at everybody. I go inside, spend some time. I breastfeed my son. I watch a little cartoon movie with them, put them in bed. About 11 o'clock, I decide I'm gonna call my weed man, have him roll up. I didn't even know how to roll a blunt at that time,
Mm-hmm.
so I just would. My mom had two rules: no weed in the house, no weed in the car.
Okay.
So that's fine. I walk up to the gas station, meet him at the gas station. He rolls my little blunt for me, and then I walk back smoking it. I'm done before I get home.
Mm-hmm.
Am I obeying the rules?
Yeah.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I work two jobs and I take care of my children and I go to church every week.
Right.
So I feel like I can smoke me a little blunt.
Mm-hmm.
So I get back to the house. I guess the porch light was on my eyes and she saw they were bloodshot.
Mm-hmm.
She's all like, "Are you high?" And I just looked at her and I was like, "Are you drunk?" you know. So she was like, "I'm not playing. Are you high?" And I'm like, "And I'm not playing. Are you drunk?"
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you drunk, I'm high. If I'm high, you drunk.
Mm-hmm.
So she got mad and was like, "You're out. You're out. I'm sick of you. You're out." Mind you, me and my mom been butting heads because I got these babies. And well, I remind her a lot of my dad. And to this day, she will yell at me when she gets mad. "You're just like your father."
Mm-hmm.
Like, thank God. But I called dad at work. Of course, he didn't have a cell phone. I was the only one in the house that had a cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
I called my dad at work. I told him what's going on. I said, "And she got these little boys on the porch. I don't know what's going on out there." He was like, "Just go to your room, stay there, and we'll deal with it in the morning."
Mm-hmm.
Well, morning time rolled around. I'm getting ready for work. It was Saturday morning. I was gonna go to the bank. And he was like, "I'm gonna be honest. Your mom's saying she's gonna divorce me if I don't back her up on her parenting." Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was like the hugest manipulation I ever seen a woman do. And then she still divorced him anyways.
Mm.
Yeah. So he was like, "You gotta go. I don't agree with it, but you gotta go." I was like, "For smoking some weed outside the home?"
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Yeah." So I gotta call my ex-husband. He gotta come pick up my son. I have nowhere to go. I don't have friends. I don't know my cousins because I'm raised in another country. My friends are here in the house with my
Mm-hmm.
family. It's my sisters, my mom and dad. I don't know anyone else
Mm-hmm.
except for this Johnny Velasquez guy.
Yeah.
So I call him and I'm like, "All my money is tied up in the house.
Mm-hmm.
My dad just got back to work. Um, I don't have any money in savings enough to move with for sure." And he was like, "What did they kick you out for? You don't even do anything." I was like, "I know." So he told me I could come, but he was like, "The kids can't come though." And I was like, "Oh," I was like, "That's even better. My mom hates babysitting kids. So if she finds out that my baby can't come, she probably gonna let me stay home." That's what I was thinking.
Right.
Absolutely not. No, I still had to go. He could stay.
Wow.
Yeah. Mind you, I just called you out on your bullshit. You over here drinking with these little boys,
Yeah.
and they're of age. I don't want to make my mom sound like a
Right. Right.
pervert,
Right. Right.
but she definitely a narcissist. She love attention.
Mm-hmm.
So she out here tightening it up and just, I don't even know what she was doing. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
so I go move in with Johnny. And for the first 30 days, basically he was like, "Okay, I know that this is not how we were supposed to start our relationship." Because at this point we had never had any kind of, you know, so he was like, "Don't feel pressured like you gotta sleep with me just because you live here." I was like, "I appreciate that so much." So the first 30 days I was there was pretty cool. He was letting me use his car. I would go up to my parents' house first thing in the morning, wake my son up, breastfeed him, get him taken care of for the morning, head out to work. After I get off work, I go back to my parents' house, stay with him until he goes to sleep, go back to Johnny's. During those 30 days there, I I watch people, so I'm watching him, and I started noticing there's something a little off.
Mm-hmm.
Like he always got somebody stopping by the house, and when somebody stopped by the house, he's like, "You stay in here."
Mm-hmm.
So one day I was like, "I wonder why he always told me to stay in here. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what's going on in the driveway?"
Mm-hmm.
So I looked through the blinds, and I see standing with somebody that looked like a gang member. To be honest,
Yeah.
he looked like a cholo, like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
He had his fucking long tube socks on with the Tims,
Mm-hmm.
and I think he had some Cortezes on. To be
Right. Right.
honest, and then some Dickies. Like he looked like a whole. I was like, what's going on out there?
Mm-hmm.
And I heard, I saw them have this conversation, and it looked serious, and I was like, oh, I wonder what that's all about,
Mm-hmm.
And so then my 21st birthday rolls around. I've been there for about a month now. He's like, well, what do you want to do for your 21st birthday? I was like, well, I don't really drink. I was like, I don't know. So we end up partying for the night, and we consummate our relationship. And then I guess because we consummate our relationship, now all of a sudden we got to have a talk the next day.
Right.
And now I find out the real.
Mm.
And I'm there. What am I going to do now? He sells drugs by the kilo.
Mm.
He has robbing crews and shooters and all this extra
Oh, it's for real.
sound like a movie type shit.
Right.
And one day we drove by this one house with this car parked in. I was like, oh my God, I love those rims. I was like, we should get something similar for the Galant. He was like, yeah, those are nice. Next thing I know, we had those rims on the fucking car.
Mm.
And when we drove by that other house, that car was on blocks.
Wow.
I know he didn't buy them.
Wow.
I'm serious. It got to the point where I was not allowed to really leave the house unless I was going to the store or to my parents.
So no more at the bank?
No. I was running late one morning. Mind you, I had dealt with some racism at the bank when I first got pregnant. Okay, let's go back to the bank. So when I'm dating at the bank, I'm always getting flowers and chocolates, and people these people just always send me flowers and chocolates and want to take me out, so want to pick me up for lunch. So these ladies see me, Now, of course, the thug I get pregnant by that I'm actually with, he ain't never coming into the bank.
Right.
He gonna be, in a parking spot, backed and backwards, waiting for me. So when I find out I'm pregnant, I tell my coworkers, my boss, who had a fucking Mary Kay sticker on the back of her gosh darn Cadillac, so do the fucking math. Her white ass goes, do you even know who the father is? Now, would you have said that had it been white men picking me up? Probably not. But I was like, yes, I know who the father is, But this was the tension between me and my boss. So one day I was running late, and I'm already stressed out. I don't have my baby with me at my home. I am in this brand new relationship that I'm really not sure like what I've got myself into. And so I show up like 5 minutes late. I'm still there before the bank opens. But she just want to bring me into the office and just give me a hard time. So I threw the keys in her face and told her fucking work the shift herself. Told her fuck herself. And I left. So then he taught me how to weigh up dope.
Just like that.
Facts.
So now you're weighing up dope. How much?
I'm running it down the road.
Oh.
I'm weighing it up. Meeting up with the clients. Now, he had a different kind of client list. His client list was architects. What are the guys that run construction projects?
Engineers.
Yes. Guys that are running construction sites, because that's how he meets people.
Right.
Basically, all the rich white guys.
Right.
That was his clientele. Now, I don't know who his soldiers were selling to. I'm sure got seedy on that side. But on my side of things, I was more or less safe. I mean, my white face card
Mm-hmm.
carried me down the street all right, you know.
Right.
So you already know my face got used so much. My skin color got used so much in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked. That's not a statistic or a stereotype or
What do you
a
mean it worked? Give
theory.
me an example of something that.
Okay, so let's say 4 black men get pulled over in a car on Six Flags Drive and they've got an ounce or 2 ounces of weed and a couple of guns in the car.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting searched.
Right.
Whether anybody's got warrants or not, they're going to get searched.
Right.
And they're going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm driving the car. I got my homies in the car. We get pulled over. We've got a couple of ounces of weed and a couple of guns in the car.
Mm-hmm.
The guns were the major thing. Back then, you could actually get some pretty good time for 2 ounces of weed, too.
Mm-hmm.
And because I know how to interact with police, or because I'm, in my personal opinion, because I'm white
Mm-hmm.
and I'm speaking to them, I mean, we don't get searched. He pulls me out and everything, takes
Yeah.
me to the back, and he's like, what would you do if I wanted to search the car? I was like, I mean, I guess you could.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a problem, you know. And I don't know. I was very good at looking like the Gap cheerleader. And then I might have kilos in my trunk.
Mm-hmm.
I used to run it from Atlanta to Knoxville because back in the
Wow.
early 2000s, them chronics up there was getting fucked over so bad. You're getting like, this is a $20 rock right here.
Yeah.
Mind you, wholesale price, you spending about $1,300 on an ounce of crack, which is crazy because here in Atlanta you can get one for like $650.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna take this 3-hour drive or a 4-hour drive down to fucking Atlanta, pick up my work, take it back up there, and make bank.
Mm-hmm.
And I did. I never got pulled over.
How many trips you think you made?
I don't know, probably 10, 11.
Mm-hmm.
10 or 11. Came a few times. Then when I got pregnant, every time I get pregnant, I'm like, skirt.
Yeah.
All right, now we got to find another hustle. We ain't going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't going to jail pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, it was my white skin got a lot of us out of a lot of trouble a lot of times.
Mm-hmm. So while you're doing with trafficking, do you ever hear from Chris?
No, I cut him off. I'm the kind of person, if I'm done with you, I'm done with you. We don't even have no reason to talk. And the way I feel about it is, if you don't think this is your child, I don't have time to talk to you into believing it is. And how dare you even say that to me? So I'm just going to raise this baby myself.
So y'all never went back and forth about that? You just kind of...
No, that day he tells me it's not his baby, but I'm going through the most to take care of you while you locked up. What good does it do me to tell you this your child?
Right.
I look like a fucking clown right now.
Right.
If it's not your baby, I definitely look like a fucking clown.
Right.
So, you know, it was just like, fine, do your time by yourself. And I went off to go do my own thing. I gave birth to his child. I met this guy, moved in with him.
Mm-hmm.
So about 90 days in, I find out that Johnny does ice as well. You would have never known. He sleeps every night. He eats 3 or 4 meals a day. He has a beautiful home and nice things and nice cars and, you know, $7,000-$8,000 sound systems in the car. I mean, whatever. Like, you would have never thought in a million years he was a drug addict. I never knew. And he offered me some one night.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the kind of person, like, I want to know everything about it.
Mm-hmm.
So we played, you know, the 50 million questions game.
Okay.
I'm like, well, what does it do? And like, I just had all these very serious questions about it. I was like, at first I thought it was crack. I was like, oh my God, is that crack? He's like, no, that's dirty. Listen. So now this dope was so clean. You do your little bit of that, you what, for about 3 or 4 days, and you're not geeked. You're You feel great. You're
Right.
not hallucinating. You're not. You just feel like you took the best fucking nap in the world. You ready to go.
Mm.
That's how it was back in the day. That's why I said whatever they're doing now is not even. Like I still got my teeth.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You would have never known I was on ice
Right.
for a whole year. I was on ice that year. Right after I started doing ice, um,
Now, how do you do ice? Is this you?
well, at the time he smoked it in a chalet.
What's a chalet?
It's like a glass pipe with a bowl. Um, he thought it was dirty to snort it, dirty to shoot it. Like he had his own drug rules, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
Um, I mean, it's pretty common in the Mexican cliques, to be honest. The
Okay.
Hispanic cliques, all of them do nice,
Okay.
at least back in the day.
Right.
So I know gangs have gotten more rules over the years, but definitely the Hispanic cliques, they be. Why do you think you ever? Now, this is what I've witnessed. I've witnessed the black community call the Hispanic community crazy and vice versa, right? Black folks think Hispanic folks is crazy. You know why? Because when they're dealing with them in the street, that's what they're dealing with.
Right.
They are crazy.
Right.
Watch out.
Right.
They're not sober.
Right.
So during that time, mind you, I'm still sensitive, kind, sweet, gentle. Like I'm still, regular.
Mm-hmm.
And one night we're driving along and he says something and it upset me, so I smacked his shoulder. Mind you, not a big deal. Should I smack his shoulder? Absolutely not. But not a big deal. Like I didn't. It's not like it wasn't no crazy shit. It was just like I slapped his shoulder. I was like, stop, or something like that. Next thing I know, my fucking face hit the window. Oh my god, he beat the shit out of me.
Mm.
We actually had to pull over. That shit was bad. So from that moment on, like it was full on rage fights. Anytime we would get into fights, like I don't know, between the drugs and the environment, I went from not fighting, never been in a fight, never even thought about fighting like that was an option, to just being the most will pop off real quick, crash out type person.
Mm-hmm.
Like I started carrying guns. I learned how to fist fight. Like I just became somebody completely different. And by the end of that year, I was not ever going to be the same.
Where are your boys at this time?
Well, once I started doing the ice, I was still going over there. I quit breastfeeding, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was still going over there taking care of my son. At one point, my mom was like, he can't just stay here. He's going to have to come with you. I was like, well, guess what, bitch? I said, I do drugs now, so he's not coming with me.
Mm.
I said, so I will provide for him over here. And that's exactly
Where's your
where we
oldest
left.
son at?
With his dad in Florida.
Okay.
I wasn't going to have him in that home. Like, I mean, we had so many guns in that home, so much dope in that home, so much illegal activity. There was one night that I had to sit with he only let 2 guys in the house. And Capone actually had to come sit with me one night. And we're up all night with guns drawn, like in the dark, because there was some kind of war going on. Like Johnny had left. Yeah. Like I wasn't going to bring my kids over there.
Right.
So, I saw my ex-husband was always good to me. He always came up every couple of months and would stay for a few days during that time. He tried to get me to come back to him, and I should have. But by that point, I was gone.
Right.
I had that soul tie, that evil soul tie with the drugs and the sex and the lifestyle. And
what did you learn about yourself at this particular time?
I found my voice. I was always afraid to speak up. I found my voice. I did not know that I was a natural born killer. I found that inside. I find out that I can take care of myself just fine. I find out that nobody in the world can stop me. because if I move this way and I move that way, and I just started thinking differently.
Yeah.
It's like it unleashed critical thinking theory to me for the
Mm.
first time. Think about it. As criminals, we have to critically think very well so that
Right.
we can slip and duck and dodge the
Mm-hmm.
police. So the critical thinking was, which is what I'm going to label it sitting here looking back. But back then, I felt like I just found myself. I found the soldier inside
Mm.
that I didn't even.
No existent.
Period. Period.
So things are weird. It's technically, it's possibly a war going on.
There was a war
There
going
was
on.
a war going
Oh
on. Do
yeah,
you
it was
know
some major
between
shit.
who and who,
I
or
have no clue. He never told me anything.
right?
I mean, if he told me to do something, I did it. I never got a why or a how or a when or a nothing. Just do this, this, this. If I don't obey, then like it was to the point his homies couldn't talk to me. They're not even allowed to look at me. If somebody does have to come into the house, I gotta go to my room. It was on some serious first lady shit.
Right.
Like
Right.
for real.
Because
And if
that's
I don't,
traditionally how things are ran.
very much so. Very much so. You do what you're told or you get beat.
Mm. And they have a very strict protocol.
Very much so. Especially if I'm not like jumped in. Very
Mm-hmm.
much so.
So you're not making the runs anymore. How long does this beef go?
I mean, he was gone for 2 days.
Right.
So I don't know what they were doing. I
Okay.
have no clue. All I know is that I was told to stay in the house. Capone was going to sit with me, and we were both to sit there with our guns. Just be
Damn.
up. Just be up and be looking. So it ended though. You know what they always say? That life always ends
Mm-hmm.
in the hospital, the jail cell, or the fucking morgue.
Right.
Well, this one landed him in the jail, me at the hospital. The arguments used to get so out of hand that we would destroy the house. I would say probably once every couple of weeks, we're spending $2,000 at Home Depot to come home and fix a lot of shit we tore
Wow.
up. Yes.
Because you're not this submissive.
No, I was submissive, but I didn't like. Sometimes, I didn't realize how spicy my mouth was for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, so I used to use words as tools. I didn't really understand how things would come out sounding.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be real disrespectful with my mouth
Right.
without even saying anything. Like I don't have to call you a bitch or this or that to sound disrespectful. I can just sound disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
So if I sound disrespectful or if I'm giving him any static about anything, even if it's, hey, I'm trying to sleep, can you or your homies go out to the fucking garage and do that shit?
Mm-hmm.
Bah. That night, when that happened, first of all, you complain, you want me to go get a job. So what do? I take my ass up to Publix, get on as a cashier, and now I've got to go to sleep at night. I can't be up all night doing this
Why are
shit.
you getting a job?
Because he didn't want me sitting around the house anymore.
It wasn't
Doing
for the
drugs?
money. It was just
No. It was just get out the fucking house.
okay.
Go do something productive, basically.
Right.
He was starting to see that I'm just in the house being a drug addict and a drug dealer.
Mm.
So he was like, go get a fucking job. You need to do something productive with your day. So I was like, cool. So I go back to work. First night, I need to go to sleep because my first day is tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You want to bring your fucking homies in and put Mr. Shadow on the fucking sound system and all this extra shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, he comes in and I'm blow drying my hair. I just got out the shower. I'm blow drying my hair. And he was like, I told him, I said, listen, can you and your homies go to the fucking garage because I need to go to sleep. And he slapped the shit out of me.
Mm.
Like, bitch, who are you talking to? And I threw the fucking hair dryer at him and ran out there to his fucking homies and said, get your fucking guns and your drugs and your fucking asses and get the fuck out because it's about to go down and we don't know if the police going or not. And it went down and we fought so bad. I took that big glass ashtrays.
Mm-hmm.
That shit hit the back up, sip the bone.
Mm.
I was not playing with him, and he was not playing with me. We used to tear the house up. But it ended finally. It ended in April of 2004. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Um, I guess, so his plug actually lived in Buckhead.
Okay. Yeah.
Clock it.
Mm-hmm.
The plug for ICE for Atlanta lived in Buckhead.
Buckhead. Mm.
I wonder who he was. You know, I
Yeah.
never saw his face.
Right.
So the plug, there was something going on. I know Cobb County was real hot at the time. I think one of the mayor's daughters or son or something, somebody overdosed on ICE. So the Cobb County mayor wasn't playing, Cobb County Sheriff's Department wasn't playing, Atlanta wasn't playing about that
Right.
ICE thing.
Right.
You would go down the road for 10 years
Yep.
on a grain of
Yep.
ice back
Yep.
in the day.
Yep.
Seriously.
Yep. Yep.
So I guess we couldn't get any when we needed to re-up, which is cool. I mean, you know, you smoke it, you got that thick smoke stuck to everything. So as long as you stay in your house, you're good for a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he started tripping. I figured if I'm not going to be high this weekend, let me go get my son and bring him to the house. Because my kids actually did have a room at my house.
Right.
They were just never there.
Right.
So I was like, let me go get my son. He was like, cool. So, I mean, because you want to know this is what my genuine fear was. If I have my son over for more than just an afternoon, what if I forget to feed him? Because I don't eat.
Right.
I didn't eat.
Right.
Like literally. Like Johnny would have to make me eat something. Okay. So that was my genuine concern. Like, I'm not going to have a baby over here and I don't even remember to take care of myself properly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, so we weren't going to be high this weekend. So I'm going to go get my son, chill out with him. We chilled out for the weekend, had a nice time. Monday morning rolls around. He's supposed to take his work truck. And I'm supposed to take my son home.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I ran out of Pampers and wipes. There's only a little bit left, so I was going to buy some more on the way to take him home.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was running late, lost his chirp. You remember the chirps?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, his chirp kept going off, and he had like 50 projects going on all around the city at different construction sites.
Right.
He's hearing the chirp go off, can't find the chirp. He's tripping out. He was like, I'm taking the car today because I got to be able to drive fast. I'm like, damn. I was like, well, if I'm going to be here all day with the baby, I said, I was supposed to take him home. I was like, I need to run to the Walgreens real fast and get, some Pampers and wipes. And bro, he fucking short circuited on me and started beating me and beat me for 2 hours. When I tell you, and I was sober. So there was no fight in me.
Right.
I was sober, bro. I was tired. I was not on my rage thing. Like, my son is here. Like, I could not fight back. It's very different trying to fight when I was sober during that time. Like, it was almost like the ice made me feel like I was 10 foot tall and bulletproof.
Right.
Yeah. So it was so bad that the next door neighbor called the police. Probably when I threw the fucking palm tree through the kitchen window.
Okay.
Is probably when she called. But it was to the point where my ribs were broken. He had his steel toe boots on, right? He was about to go to work. So my ribs were broken. All of my acrylic nails and my real nails. I had just got my set done. And them motherfuckers was broken all the way through. I had blood coming from all 10 fingers. And my face was bruised up. I got teeth knocked out in the back because he kicked my face. I mean, it was bad. And at one point, I grabbed my son out the playpen and ran to the bedroom and locked the door, put my son in the closet and picked up the gun we had because, like, enough is enough.
Yeah.
And he kicked the door open. It was like, bitch, you're going to shoot me. You're going to shoot me. And, I've got this fucking sawed off shotgun in my fucking hand and trying to pick up my fucking kid at the same time. And then he picked it up and pointed it at me, but he cocked it. It was that pump action. And he pumped it. And I just remember screaming out, Jesus. I promise you, I remember screaming out, Jesus. And I turned around and ran. Part of usual, because of the kind of lifestyle we live. We had 50 fucking bolt locks on the damn door. So imagine me feeling like It's taken 5 years to get out the front door with my child. I got blood all over me. Thank God I had got him ready and cute because he
Mm-hmm.
was supposed to be going home. So he was fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm running down the street covered in blood. I've got him kind of in front of me so that people can't really see all the blood on my shirt.
Mm-hmm.
But it was, oh my God, it was so bad. Next thing I know, I see a couple of patrol cars, and I'm like, so I put my face down and like I do this to my hair, and I'm just, trying to like, and the first one passed me, but the second one stopped. He said, ma'am. I said, yes, sir. He was like, is that your house down there? And I turned around and looked, and the other patrol car stopped in front of it. And I was like, yeah. He was like, are you okay? I said, I'm fine. He said, are there any guns in that home? And I just looked at him. Mind you, my name was all over this shit too. Like
Mm-hmm.
all the utilities were in my name. Both of our names were on the lease. So everything that you find in this house, I'm about to get charged with.
Right.
Like this is my house.
Right.
So I'm thinking to myself, like, what do I do? And then I think to myself, this dude's just out here doing his job. He'd probably like to make it home to his family tonight.
Right.
Let me be real.
Right.
Whether I go down or not, fine, charge me.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, yeah, there's guns in the home. Um, Next thing I know, the sharpshooters were out there. They brought a helicopter, SWAT team, the tank. Come to find out, they had been investigating him for 2 or 3 years and could never find probable cause to enter the home.
Mm.
And when somebody called about a domestic violence situation, the neighbor,
That was it.
they brought the unit, bro. They brought the unit.
Mm.
They brought the unit. I was detained inside my home. The ambulance came out to check me out.